I'm opting to start my prisms out with a jump ring. And so you kind of just have to open it and just split it a little bit open, and guess you know who's coming. It's like she has radar for the monofilament or anything that has string, and just be careful not to scratch our beautiful prisms here. And we'll just pop that in there, and there we go. And then what I am going to do is grab a piece of mono, and I am going to go ahead and feed that on there, on that split ring. And we will feed a crimp on both. We'll put the monofilament together, and we'll feed on a crimp. Gypsy's literally sitting right beside me. We'll see how long it takes her to fling over here. Holding one tail, guys, and then your crimp on the other side. You're going to want to just pull one up, right? Because we're just going to cut the other. And we'll just pull that down as close as we can get it. Let's hold our mono, as I've showed you, sticking in with that same instruction and recommendations I've given in all the sun catchers. We want to make sure that we're only squeezing our crimp once, and make sure that your mono is not crossed. It's all we need is one nice little squeeze there. And then we'll go ahead and cut that small tail off. And then I am going to go ahead and feed on. What will I do? I think I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put, I think, all of these beads. I think so. I think I'm going to do it this way. Let's do it this way. This is kind of cute. I'm going to put a pearl luster at the top and bottom. That's what I think I'm doing here. And then, of course, we will grab another crimp. Let's feed that crimp on. And then we will feed on a split ring. And let's make sure that our split ring is in the loop. We'll come around the split ring and feed that tail through that crimp. And then we're going to pull that all the way down to whatever desired length we want. And I guess I'm going to go pretty close. I don't want much slack down here. So I'm going to go pretty close there, and then I'll just give that crimp a squeeze. And I'm going to squeeze it as close as I can to my split ring. And then I can cut the rest of that mono off there. Putting that, I have to put it in my lap because Gypsy's right here. Okay, guys, and then I think what I'll do is let's put a flower right on using the outer petal there. I'm just going to feed that right on a split ring, just like that. And then, let me see, I think maybe I will do another one right above that, right on that outer flower petal. So I've got, oops, it was the wrong flower petal. I kind of want it to be in the center, so let's do that again. So I want it to be more of maybe, up here. Let's see, we'll put it right there. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Excuse me. Okay, so we've got that. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my mono again and a crimp. So I'm going to feed the mono through that last split ring I just put on. And then I am going to put my mono together, feed another crimp on. Through both my tails there. And then again, I'll holding one side of the mono and crimp in the other hand, and I'll just pull one side. And so we pull that all the way down, and then we'll give that a squeeze. And then what I'm going to do is we have 6 of our rondelles. So I am going to do 3. And then I'm going to take another one of my flowers, and I'm going to, using the center loop, or the center little hole there, I'm going to feed that on my mono right through the center. So it's going to be that way, in between my rainbow rondelles. That'll be the last 3 on, and we'll grab a crimp. And I am going to feed on a crimp. And then now what I'm going to do is I am going to feed on the last flower. And I can put this anywhere I want, right? Because you have all those connection points. I'm just going to put it through the end, the very edge of one of the petals here, like that. And then I am going to keep it on that side of our loop, grab the tail, and feed it back through my crimp here. And then we will pull that. As close as I can get it. And then we're going to give that a squeeze. Let me make sure my mono is not crossed. Okay, perfect. And then we'll cut the rest of that off. And now that is what I have so far. So as you can see, this flower is, you know, going this way. That's just precious. Love it. Okay, and now I'm going to take that last flower. I'm going to go ahead and feed on a a split ring. We'll feed him right on there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to take another split ring, put it directly on that previous split ring. So I've got 2 in a row there. And now we have 2. I'm just going to use the 1. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put this, well, I'm going to feed it on our split ring here. There's many ways that you can connect these guys. Sorry, Gypsy's flinging with things. Lots of ways. You can use the mono. There's just lots and lots of ways that we can connect our chandelier hooks. So I'm just going to slide it right on my split ring there. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to put my mushroom on here. Now I can either open my mushroom or I can open my chandelier hook. Now the chandelier hooks, as you guys can tell by receiving them, are extremely sturdy, very, very good. So you need a little grit if you're going to open those. So I'm going to opt to open up, which these are also equally very, very strong. You want to be careful so you don't pull out the pin. But I'm going to go ahead and open that up and get that slid right there on my chandelier hook, and then I'll close that back up. And so now my mushroom, my glow-in-the-dark mushroom, is hanging just like that. And there we go. And so that's a really cute, cute little suncatcher. Cute little baby. And what I also, guys, love so much about these is that these little flowers is that, you know, when you put them on the split rings, you know, I put mine on the side there. You could have put it in the middle. You can put them, you could just do whatever you want. But when they're hanging, they are going to whirl around these little flowers on those split rings in all kind of different directions, especially the ones that you put like this and feed through the center. And so that's just a little fun idea. Something really cute for a little small sun catchers. I hope that whole thing is in camera there. You guys can pick that up. So cute. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed. That's my little fun spin on the 1001 ways that we can put these little darlings together. And thank you guys so much for your orders if you ordered them. I hope you are enjoying them. Until next time, friends, be well.